Being born rare might not be so rare after all. Right now, the National Humane Genome Research Institute reports that 350 million people are living with a rare disorder, and 80% of those people inherit it from their parents. Despite the high number of those affected, only 5% of disorders have treatment, and that is approved by the FDA. 22 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with alpha-1 antitrypsin lung deficiency, also known as A1AT. The Alpha-1 Foundation states that this disorder lowers the amount of AA protein made in the liver that is essentially stops your lungs from destroying themselves. This can cause liver disease at any age and severe breathing problems. Now, November is Alpha-1 Awareness Month, and this is important because many patients have been misdiagnosed in the past for having asthma or COPD, when really they have a genetic disorder that can be treated or helped. The medical world has advanced greatly since my dad's diagnosis, and this was brought on through awareness that in turn triggered research. I will explain how 100,000 people in America with Alpha-1 could potentially live higher quality lives while caring for their family tree, and in turn slow down how this could greatly affect 350 million people who also face the ambiguity of their genetic diagnosis. Today, I will be walking you through how A1AT can be prevented and how recent findings in genetic research could possibly end the struggle for the cure and in order to help future generations. Not everyone with the genetic makeup for Alpha-1 will be diagnosed or experience symptoms, but avoiding certain risk behaviors can greatly enhance the chance for a healthier life. Knowing what risk behaviors to avoid is the first step. The Alpha-1 Foundation states that smoking, inhaling fumes, or exposure to chemicals will increase the probability of experiencing symptoms later in life. Unlike my dad, I am lucky enough to know my genetic history and can avoid harmful environments by taking up certain precautions, such as pursuing a career with a clean environment. Many families are still unaware of what disorders their genes potentially carry and how they choose to engage in risk factors could potentially be more harmful than their face value. Recent advances have taken place in the medical world within genome testing that can change the way we prevent and treat genetic disorders using gene silencing therapy. My dad and many other Alpha-1 patients take a bi-weekly intravenous infusion to replace the lost proteins in order to maintain their lungs' health and to stop further damage. But with these recent advances, this treatment may be a thing of the past. Since Alpha-1 is a small strain of many rare genetic disorders, the treatment is still very expensive and hard to come by because it caters to a small demographic. Other options like organ transplants are even more expensive and are a lengthier process with further risks and no guarantee. Gene silencing therapy can possibly help cure all genetic disorders and go from helping thousands to millions, which could potentially lower the cost of treatment. Not only would this lower the cost of treatment, but it could stop future generations from a life of uncertainty. If a person is unsure of their diagnosis, a simple blood test could determine if they are a candidate for gene silencing therapy before the disorder can take over and alter a healthy life. Breakthroughs like this only happen about every decade in the scientific world, and this could be huge for families like mine and all over the place. Millions of people could avoid suffering, and the way we view medicine and treatment plans could completely change. If they can silence genetic precursors, those who carry genetic disorders will no longer have to worry how it will affect their future and their family, with a possible cure on the way. Gene therapy is revolutionary and has the potential to transform the way we approach care of genetic disorders. What we view as rare today could possibly become common in the future. Thank you. And then you can each comment on something on the speech.
I think you did a very good job at all your research that you had, and you had a lot of support backing up all your main points that you did.
Okay.
You can say anything, just
Oh, you don't. Don't you dare take mine.
are my hands in a good place as I'm speaking?
You need to make more eye contact with the audience.
Sounds good.
And maybe just a little bit more hand gestures and face the audience more openly.
Okay.
But other than that, you had great support. You backed up all your facts. It was good.
Sounds good. That's 3 people, so
Okay.
I can say something after.
Because you're awesome.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.